Archaeologists have begun a major new excavation of the Roman city of Pompeii. It was destroyed nearly 2,000 years ago after Mount Vesuvius erupted.
It's hard to believe that take it from a rough rock like this ends up into a masterpiece, and somebody throws that rock that then ends up winning the gold medal.
Minutes ago, an explorer just found a room painted in striking blue within the ruins of Pompeii, hidden away from the world for nearly 2,000 years. This vivid blue, known as Egyptian blue, was a symbol of power and divine connection reserved only for the elite in ancient Rome. Its rarity and value suggest it holds secrets of great importance. What terrifying truths could this room reveal about the past? Let's dive head-on into these hidden pharaonic mysteries before it's too late. The mysterious blue chamber of Pompeii. Have you ever felt like the more you learn, the less you truly understand? It's strange, but it seems like we might never fully grasp all the mysteries of the universe. Yet that doesn't stop our curiosity. From an unusual blue room discovered in Pompeii to a bizarre object in space, here are 20 strange discoveries that still leave us puzzled. And as we delve deeper into these enigmas, consider this. Somewhere in the depths of the Amazon, a new clue has been unearthed that could redefine everything we thought we knew about the origins of ancient civilizations. In June of 2020, archaeologists found a striking blue chamber in a newly uncovered part of Pompeii called Insula 10 in Region 9. This room, buried under volcanic ash for almost 2,000 years after Mount Vesuvius erupted in 79 AD, is one of the most fascinating finds in recent times. What makes it special is its color. Back in ancient Rome, blue was not a common color. In fact, it was very expensive and usually reserved for important places in the city. This particular shade, known as Egyptian blue, symbolized wealth and status. While we can easily buy blue-colored items today, back then, creating blue was a complex and costly process. Egyptian blue, one of the first synthetic pigments, was made from a mixture of silica, lime, copper, and alkali. This color goes as far back as 2600 BCE in Egypt and was often used to represent gods and the heavens in artwork. Although blue wasn't as highly prized in Rome as it was in Egypt, it still carried significance. At first, it was linked to lower social classes, but once Egyptian blue became part of Roman art and architecture, its meaning changed. Blue started showing up in frescoes and mosaics, especially in spaces meant to highlight wealth and importance. This blue room in Pompeii was probably quite significant. It could have been a religious space where ceremonies took place and sacred objects were stored. The room also features paintings of female figures symbolizing the four seasons: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. During the excavation, archaeologists also found objects like jugs and oil lamps. As they dig deeper, there's no telling what other treasures might still be hidden under the ash, waiting to reveal their secrets after all these centuries. But this isn't the only mystery that has us scratching our heads. Recently, NASA spotted something strange in space, a fast-moving object about 27 times the size of Earth speeding through our galaxy at a jaw-dropping pace. It's moving so quickly that it might even escape the Milky Way. This object, called Psi J11249, was recorded zipping through space at over 1 million miles per hour. Scientists think it could be a brown dwarf, a type of celestial body that's bigger than a planet, but not big enough to be a star. If this turns out to be true, it would be the first time we've seen a brown dwarf moving at such a high speed and potentially leaving our galaxy. One theory is that it was part of a binary star system, and when its companion, a white dwarf, exploded as a supernova, the massive energy from the explosion propelled Psi J11249 into its current speedy journey. Another idea is that it may have been ejected from a tightly packed star cluster after getting too close to another massive star. In an interesting turn of events involving a black hole, the details are still puzzling to us. Around the middle of 2023, a person from London shared something strange online after coming back from a concert. He and his friends found a weird mark on the window of a car. The mark had some strange words written on it. Xeric Mantic 21 Gumbolo. No one knows what it means. People on the internet made jokes about it, linking it to aliens or secret organizations, but the real meaning behind it was never figured out. Let's explore ancient sites that still puzzle us today. A hidden giant in our solar system. Stonehenge is another mystery that keeps drawing attention. Found on Salisbury Plain in Wiltshire, England, it's not just a bunch of big rocks. This ancient site is a reminder of unsolved mysteries from the past. Thanks to modern technology, we now know that the huge stones called sarsen stones, which weigh up to 20 tons and stand 23 feet tall, come from only 15 miles away from where Stonehenge is located. What's more interesting is that a secret core sample recently gave us more clues about these stones. There's also a study that suggests the altar stone, a key part of the structure, didn't come from Wales as we thought, but possibly from northern Scotland. If true, this means ancient people might have moved this massive stone over 500 miles, maybe even using the sea to transport it. But that's not the only mystery scientists are trying to solve. The idea of Planet X keeps scientists on their toes. This mysterious planet could be somewhere in our galaxy, and some call it Planet 9. It might be 3 times the size of Earth and orbit the Sun from a distance of 250 to 500 astronomical units. For comparison, Neptune, the farthest known planet, is only 30 AU away. Some theories say this planet could have been pushed out of the inner solar system long ago by the bigger planets like Jupiter. If that's true, it means this planet has been around since the early days of our solar system. But things get even stranger. Recently, beachgoers in North Carolina stumbled upon a massive whale skull on the shore. The skull came from a whale weighing around 40 tons. At first, nobody, not even the experts, knew what species the skull came from. This discovery only adds to the list of baffling things we keep finding that make us rethink what we know about the world around us. At 9 minutes past 8 in the morning, authorities sent out an urgent message to the community, telling them about a skull that had been found along the beach. Just 4 minutes later, at 8:13, park officials at Cape Terrace National Seashore warned visitors to stay away from the area. They reminded everyone that it's against the law to take parts of marine animals, whether they're dead or alive, because of the Marine Mammal Protection Act. The skull, which might be used for scientific research or returned to its natural environment, is important for the balance of the coastal ecosystem. This area is known for its rich marine life, where warm Gulf Stream waters meet cold currents from the Labrador Sea, creating a perfect spot for many different species to thrive. But this wasn't the strangest part. Finding a skull like this on the beach is a rare event. It's believed to be from a whale, but no one is sure yet what kind. Meanwhile, in the peaceful village of Willen, Devon, something unusual is happening. The ground is slowly rising by about 2 centimeters every year. This was first noticed in satellite pictures. Normally, this kind of movement is seen in places where there has been mining, but that's not the case here. The fields and land in this area are lifting, and experts are puzzled by what's causing it. This gradual rise is becoming a concern, especially for nearby structures like the fast rail line and the M5 motorway. Despite several investigations, no one knows for sure why this is happening, which is starting to worry people about how it might affect property values in the future. Next, we uncover more surprising events from around the world. A fungal phenomenon unveiled. In 2011, something very unsettling happened to the Eskimo community in Kivalina, Alaska. After a heavy rainfall, an orange substance was found all over the village. At first, people thought these orange blobs were something like eggs, but they later found out it was actually spores from a rust fungus that usually grows on spruce trees and Labrador tea plants. This discovery eased some of the villagers' fears, but it still didn't fully explain why this strange orange rain happened. But that's not all. In California's Humboldt Redwood State Park, there's a group of trees that don't follow the usual rules of nature. Among them are albino redwoods, which are especially fascinating. These trees don't have chlorophyll, so they can't make their own food through photosynthesis like other plants. Instead, they appear ghostly white and depend entirely on nearby trees for nutrients. Their odd, pale appearance and parasitic way of living make them stand out as some of the most unique trees in the forest, capturing the interest of scientists and visitors alike. White redwood trees survive by connecting with the roots of other nearby plants. While it might seem like they're competing for nutrients, they actually play an important role in keeping the forest healthy. Scientists have found that these trees help clean the soil by removing harmful materials like heavy metals that could otherwise damage the ecosystem. By borrowing nutrients from nearby plants, they contribute to the overall health of the forest, helping it thrive. This is a great example of how nature works together to keep things in balance. But here's the interesting part. They don't just take from the forest, they give back by cleaning the environment. This mutual support keeps the forest alive and well, showing that every part of nature has a role to play. In a strange story, Pedro Perón from a small town in Argentina, Santa Fe, picked up a young hitchhiker one evening, but what happened next left him shocked. He had stopped to help the boy who seemed harmless and asked to be dropped off near a cemetery. As Perron pulled over, he noticed a strange burning smell. When he turned to look at the boy was gone. All that was left was a burnt smell and melted footprints on the floor of his truck. Pedro couldn't believe his eyes and quickly shared his experience with the local authorities and media. It became a topic of much talk in the area. In a quiet village in Brittany, France, called Plougastel-Daulas, there's a stone with a mysterious inscription that has confused locals for years. The government even offered a reward of $2,250 to anyone who could decode the strange writing, which is only visible when the tide is low. The inscription is from the late 1700s and includes about 20 lines of text, along with symbols like a sailboat and a sacred heart. Despite many attempts by experts, no one has figured out what it means, so the village turned to the world for help in solving this ancient puzzle. It might seem like just an old rock, but people are fascinated by what it could be hiding. After all, a reward like that for solving a mystery suggests there's something important waiting to be uncovered. Back in 2008, archaeologists made an unexpected discovery in a tomb in Shaanxi, China. The tomb was over 400 years old, dating back to the Ming Dynasty, but what they found inside was shocking. A Swiss watch. No one could understand how a modern object like that could have ended up in a tomb untouched by modern technology. The find sparked a lot of curiosity and left many wondering if it was a strange mistake or something more mysterious. Now we dive into discoveries that make us question history. Switzerland's anachronistic mystery. The tomb had been undisturbed since the person buried there was laid to rest. This led the archaeologists to believe they were the first people to enter the tomb in hundreds of years. The watch, which was dirty and shaped like a ring, had Swiss written on the back, but this didn't make sense because Switzerland didn't officially go by that name until the year 1848, long after the tomb was sealed. Even more puzzling, watches like this weren't even around during the time of the Ming Dynasty, and its style suggested it was made in the 19th or 20th century. This left the researchers scratching their heads. How could a modern watch end up in such an old tomb? Was the tomb truly untouched, or had someone tampered with it? Could it be a mistake, or was it something even more unbelievable, like evidence of time travel? No one knows for sure, but that wasn't the strangest part. In another strange event, an ordinary orange turned purple overnight in Brisbane, Australia. A mother had sliced the fruit for her 2-year-old son and was shocked to see it change color by morning. Concerned for her child's safety, the mother, named Nettie, reached out to experts. After some investigation, Queensland Health discovered that the orange had reacted with iron from a recently sharpened knife. This reaction caused a natural pigment in the orange called anthocyanin to turn purple. Luckily, the color change was harmless and posed no health risk. But this wasn't the only odd occurrence in recent times. In November of 2023, something strange happened in New York City. Bright green sludge was seen seeping out of manholes in Manhattan, close to the World Trade Center. People were confused and worried, and the internet quickly filled with jokes and wild guesses about the mysterious green substance. At first, many thought it might be a dangerous chemical spill or part of some strange experiment. However, it was later revealed to be a harmless fluorescent dye that city workers used to find leaks in the sewage system. Even after the explanation, some people who missed the news kept coming up with other theories about the weird green sludge. And then there's the holy jar, a mysterious artifact found in the storage room of the Museum of Ontario Archaeology. It had been broken into 180 pieces nearly 1,800 years ago. After researchers carefully put the jar back together, they were still unsure about its purpose. The jar had holes in it, which led some to think it might have been used as a home for edible snails, a delicacy in Roman times, but there were no clear pathways for the snails to move or any food compartments. Some experts guessed it could have been used to store food items like garlic or onions, house small animals, or even act as an ancient lamp. However, a hole at the bottom of the jar made the lamp theory tricky. To this day, no one knows for sure what the jar was used for. Here, we explore age-old mysteries that continue to fascinate us. Scotland's Tawi Ball. After careful study and conversations with experts in Roman pottery, the real purpose of this ancient jar still remains a mystery. Similarly, there's a curious carved stone sphere from Scotland known as the Tawi Ball. It's about 5,000 years old and dates back to the Neolithic era. Most of these stone spheres have been found in Scotland, with a few also discovered in Ireland and northern England. The Tawi Ball is about the size of a tennis ball and made from stone found in the area. However, its exact purpose continues to baffle us. Some people think these balls were used as weapons, possibly in slingshots because of their size and weight. Others believe they might have symbolized power or status, similar to a scepter. Interestingly, no two of these carved stone balls are the same. Each one has its own unique pattern or design. This suggests they might have had personal importance for their owners. Some experts even think they could have been used as tools or game pieces, but the true purpose still remains a mystery, keeping historians and archaeologists fascinated. But that's not even the strangest mystery. On August 7th, 1994, something bizarre happened in Oakville, Washington. A jelly-like substance fell from the sky, covering an area of about 20 square meters. Unlike normal rain, this material was strange and caused illness in both people and animals. Some of the symptoms included trouble breathing, feeling extremely tired, and nausea. Early tests couldn't figure out what it was, but later analysis showed human white blood cells in it, though oddly without any nuclei. This odd event led to all sorts of theories, from jellyfish remains to secret experiments, but the true origin of this substance remains a mystery. Meanwhile, far away in the limestone caves of northwestern Thailand, another mystery was found. Giant wooden coffins raised on stilts over 2,300 years old. These coffins, carved from entire teak trees, stand tall on wooden stilts and are scattered across more than 40 caves in the Myeongsun province. They are linked to what is called the log cabin culture. Despite their age and the effort that must have gone into making them, we still don't fully understand the meaning behind these elevated burials, though their historical importance is clear. And if that wasn't intriguing enough, there's the discovery of a lump of Tyrion Purple in the drains of a Roman bathhouse from the 3rd century. This purple dye was once more valuable than gold. It was made from sea snails, and it took around 12,000 snails just to make 1 ounce of the dye. Because it was so hard to make and rare, Tyrion Purple became a symbol of wealth and power, only worn by Roman emperors and the elite. But none of these mysteries compare to the famous Amber Room. Built in Prussia in 1701, this room was famous for its lavish amber panels. It was later given as a gift to Tsar Peter the Great and moved to the Catherine Palace near St. Petersburg. During World War II, it was taken apart by German forces and moved, but in the confusion of the war, it disappeared. In 1997, a piece of its mosaic was found in Germany, but the location of the entire Amber Room is still one of the biggest unsolved mysteries in history. What do you think happened to the Amber Room, and could its disappearance involve more than just wartime chaos? Let us know your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe for more.